Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to 1010 News, your top 10 news in 10 minutes. I'm Andy Hong, and here we are, the last week of May. Still a few weeks and a mountain of tests and projects left until the end of the school year, but just hang in there. It's almost over. So close yet so far. Still so far. On that happy note, let's get to the news of the week. There is extreme weather in Texas and Oklahoma as the death toll now rises to 20 from the torrential rain and floods. 14 are still missing, and in Texas, a state of emergency has been declared in 24 counties. The video shows the flooding in Austin, Texas. Although the states are not strangers to intense rain, this storm was something different. In some parts of Houston, 11 inches of rain fell within 24 hours. Due to the rain, even just within Houston, the fourth largest city in the United States, 4,000 pieces of property have suffered severe damage. Experimental drones operated by researchers from the Texas A&M are assisting in the recovery of the missing in other areas of the state. And apparently, terrorists don't even need to bother trying to send deadly anthrax biological weapons to American military and federal personnel. The US military already does that for them. The Pentagon allowed for FedEx to accidentally ship live anthrax spores from a military lab in Utah to 18 federal and private laboratories within the United States, as well as, just because shipping the stuff within the United States wasn't bad enough, to an American airbase in South Korea. The Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, is saying that there is no risk to the public and that only at least 4 people were exposed to anthrax within the United States. Of course, there is only a cursory mention of the 22 who are presumably exposed in South Korea because America. Overall, that this incident even happened is absolutely absurd. The most funded military in the world can't even keep track of its own anthrax? Sure, they irradiated the anthrax to kill it, but they didn't bother to check it before it went in those FedEx boxes along with Wilson? Please. NSA, I know you're watching, and you're about to start tracking me for talking smack about the US military, but you have to agree, this is pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb. Those suspected to have been exposed have received antibiotics as a precaution, and fortunately nobody has been showing symptoms of an anthrax infection. While South Korea got an unexpected early Christmas present from old Uncle Sam, China and the United States are clashing in the South China Sea. Sure, the United States may have the biggest aircraft carrier fleet in the world, but ships can be sunken. But how about islands? According to analysts within the South China Sea region, as well as from the United States, Chinese ships are creating islands in contested seas around the Spratly Islands by dumping sand on the reefs. It's a bit comical to see China claiming the Spratlys because a third grader can tell that the islands are nowhere near China at all. Over the islands, some images show construction of military bases on unsinkable aircraft carrier. Alright, this might be a geniusly evil tactic in claiming maritime territory and projecting military might, but on an environmental point of view, not cool, China. In traditional fashion, China denied all claims. Why can't you guys focus more on your growing space program? It's way cooler. Follow the Nolan trend, like Interstellar. Go out there, explore. Well, are you juniors out there enjoying your aspects? I think I deserve an applause there, by the way. I tried really hard not to laugh when I said that name. If you're not a junior due to some crazy fit of good karma and RNG, have you all been enjoying your AP, SAT, SAT2 final season? Woo! Well, I'm a junior, so plus SPEC. Well, 15 students testing season just took a turn for the worse when they were indicted by a federal grand jury in Pennsylvania for being connected with a fraud to use counterfeit passports to take such tests as the SAT, the TOEFL, and the GRE. They were all Chinese nationals, and most of the cases were in Western Pennsylvania. According to CBS, those charged faced maximum 20 years in prison on the wire and mail fraud charges, maximum 10 years on the counterfeiting charges, and maximum 5 years on the conspiracy charges. Do completely grown-up adults provide good role models by not cheating? Apparently not. FIFA has always been the symbol of condoned corruption and under-the-table dealing. Fortunately, America, which still insists that football is a sport played expressly with hands, is here to police the Federation International of the Football Association by conducting a massive investigation and charging 14 FIFA officials for corruption. FIFA's list of corruption cases is probably longer than the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence combined. So why is America interested in blowing the whistle now? And why America of all nations? Let's face it, FIFA had it coming this whole time. But many believe what set off police officer Uncle Sam was, according to the BBC, the United States' failed bids in hosting the 2010 and 2022 World Cups, losing to South Africa and Qatar, and what it believes to be corruption in the works. Well, at least the Fed says something about corruption, even if it seems self-serving, so America. President Sepp Blatter of FIFA, however, seems unfazed as he wins the election again to begin his 5th term in the office. And in a completely unrelated change of topics, ISIS. The group may have lost the decisive second battle to Crete, but in the new offensive, they managed to take Ramadi and the ancient city of Palmyra, the city in the picture, in which activists say the group is using the ancient Roman ruins for executions. Just how much more evil can you get? To make things even more depressing, Iraqi forensic teams in Tikrit exhumed 499 bodies from mass graves in the presidential complex there. It is suspected that there are more such graves in the recaptured city. In the beginning of the month, there was a senseless shooting in Dallas because of an offensive and insensitive contest to draw the Prophet Muhammad, which is strictly against the teachings of Islam. As a result, former Marine John Ritzheimer, shown in the picture above, thought, how about we hold this kind of contest again, but this time during Friday prayers at a mosque in Phoenix. Even as he wore a shirt that read F-word Islam and told reporters that the cartoon contest must be held to show what he alleges to be the true and tolerant colors of Islam, Ritzheimer insisted that he did not want to instigate trouble. One word. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Wait, that's 3 words. 3 words then. 2 weeks ago, the Boston bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev was sentenced to death, thereby effectively infinitely lengthening the trials through years of appeals. Another trial is taking place right now, this time on the question of James Holmes, who went on a shooting spree in a Colorado movie theater, killing 12 and injuring 70. The defense has mounted an insanity plea, as Holmes was known to have suffered from mental disorders. It's clear now from the evidence that the attack was premeditated, but the defense has insisted that he was suffering from a psychotic episode. However, psychiatrist William Reed, who interviewed Holmes last year, affirmed that Holmes was sane during the shooting, a huge setback for the defense. And another one of my smooth transitions between topics, let's talk about the Scripps National Spelling Bee. For the second year in a row, the Spelling Bee ended in a tie between 2 winners. I'm going to butcher these names. Gokul Venkatachalam and Vanya Vishankar, both 8th graders, arguably made history as the competition hadn't ended in a tie for 52 years until last year. Great job, guys. I hope you find a place to use those mad spelling skills in high school. I'm not sure where it fits, but it might help for AP Chemistry for reasons unknown. Alright, that was a bit mean. Seriously, kudos to you two. Plus, I'm never mean. I'm above average. You didn't know today was Lame Math Jokes Day? I didn't either. And for this week's science news, we're sending out a heartfelt rest in peace to John and Alicia Nash, who were killed in a taxi accident in New Jersey. John Forbes Nash Jr. was an American mathematician responsible for contributions to game theory, differential geometry, and partial differential equations. He was also unique in that he suffered from paranoid schizophrenia, which the Russell Crowe movie A Beautiful Mind failed to depict clearly, as Nash's hallucinations in real life were only in voices, not as in the movie, where apparitions and voices were both present. Nash's most famous contribution was arguably the Nash equilibrium, an addition to game theory that shows how nobody can gain anything if they come up with a selfish strategy assuming that everybody else will yield. To bring the mood back up, I bring you guys a new epic video of an eruption of Mount Shindake, a volcano in southern Japan. No worries, there are no reported deaths, but air traffic has been disrupted due to the ash. Just epic. And that was the 1010 news for this week. I'm Andy Hong. Make sure to leave us a like on Facebook and YouTube. Speaking of which, we passed 100 likes on Facebook. Roll the air horn, baby boy. 100 like hype. Woo! Alright. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. As promised, I'll give a shout out to Kiwon Yoon of Northwood High School for being our 100th like. Cheers to you, man. Someone give that man a cookie. What? What? Oh, we don't have cookies? Really? Oh. Well, anyways, just gotta give it 110%. Hope you play good, your team plays good. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, all my friends, all my grandparents and cousins, the landlord who gave us this corner of the building to work our magic, the family dog back home in Korea that I don't even remember the name of, and of course, the absolutely wonderful 1010 staff who made it all possible, and you viewers out there who made every second of this journey worth it. You guys are the real MVPs. Salute. Well, we'll be back soon with more of your top 10 news in 10 minutes. stay educated.